We've decided to do a bit of foraging this Sunday afternoon, and we're getting ready to go get some rabbit tobacco, some mullein, and look for some field mushrooms, anything else that we might need out here, and we'll show you guys how that goes. That was that seat I just got up out of. I was talking to y'all from. It's naturally occurring vines. I threw a couple of sticks down on them so that it's a little more comfortable, but it's actually one of my favorite seats out here on our homestead, right there in our driveway, overlooking the rest of the property. Right there's the driveway, come out, and here we are. Plant looks kind of familiar. See that? We're going to go ahead and harvest that. That is my rabbit tobacco. I'm going to dry this in my TP, make a special blend, adding the mullein leaves and a few other things, and it will help with respiratory. My goal this fall is not to have to go to the hospital or take any breathing treatments with my COPD. I'm going to go all herbal and see how it works for me, and maybe it can help others get off some of those nasty medicines. Here, go ahead and pull that up. She found this while I was making that other video. So come look at this. Well, this is a species of bullet. See how the bottom of it doesn't have any kind of a gill. It's more like a sponge. In the state of Missouri, they say, according to the Missouri Department of Conservation site, there is no poisonous bullet. But there's not very many you really want to eat. Some of them are, have toxins. If you smash around on them like this, go ahead and put them in your bag and carry them home. If they don't have a bunch of bruises and blue on them, I'd say they're good. I go ahead and dry those, and I reconstitute them in mills. They're all right. Here we have a first-year mullein I'm going to harvest. You notice how it looks kind of like a head of cabbage on the inside. Real fuzzy leaves. 2-year mulleins have a little stalk comes up out of them. I hope I can find one today. They got a little seed on it, and it makes an electromagnetic current of some sort. Toss it in the water, the fish go crazy. Be sure and check your local laws as to whether or not you can legally fish with them, but fish go crazy, I'm telling you.
A horseshoe found here on the side of the road. I think we're probably going to end up hanging it on the wall or fighting over whether or not we make a couple knives out of it.
I've seen these really awesome Pinterest posts, and a friend of mine has one. These knives made out of old horseshoes. So I know a couple people grinding stones. I think somebody let me grind on it and bend on it, and we make a knife out of it. Good antler handle. One of these mushrooms is not like the other. One of these two is different. See this one? Look real close. It has these hard nodules on it. It's white. This one, while there's a lot of powder on it, has a really smooth surface on the top. Looking underneath, they appear, oh, maybe that's a bullet. No. It's got gills. There's just this covering over them. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. And this one, I will not eat. You should not eat this one either at any stage. I mean, some animals do. I don't like my animals to. This right here is the gills. See that white layer in there? When that falls off, the gills open up, mushroom drops its spore. In any case, with any of the Amanita species that I do keep, I do not keep them once that protective coating has fallen off and the gills are open. The texture's different, the flavor's different, and I do question whether or not it causes me a little bit of gastrointestinal discomfort. But this one I'm going to keep, that one I'm not going to keep. If in doubt, always throw it out. This here is just like those back there. The bottom of it, it's already dropped that layer off. I will not eat them at that point. I'll leave them behind, let spores go down. This one is starting to get like that on the top, but in early stages would have probably been the smooth variety that I eat. Another Amanita species with the smooth variety on top. Lift it on up out of there. Let's see if we can see gills yet or not. Do you see the gills yet?
Nope, this is good.
Alright, we'll take that one home. We'll hang dry it along with the mullein and rabbit tobacco. Still looking for a 2-year-old mullein so I can get some mullein seed pods. We've got a couple hanging to dry already, but I'd like to have a couple more. This guy here and a little friend over there. They're not the variety of bullet we eat. Let me show you this. See how bright orange and red it is? I'm going to squeeze it. Bring it out in the sunlight. Give it a minute. It's kind of hard to see, but on this end I can see my entire fingerprint. On the back of it. Right there. Wait about another 15 minutes. This whole thing's probably going to be purple. Oh, see, stress from pulling it up. It's already turning blue there. Those we do not eat. And as far as I know, neither do the critters. I had some pretty gnarly pictures of a cluster growing the other day. They're pretty, but that's about it. This right here is known as mother's wort. It's known to settle the mother's womb. I don't know, calming effects, kind of a nice aroma to add to things. There's quite a bit of it here, so I'll harvest a little bit of it before I move on. These neat little, let me get one of those, these little combs that grow on top of them, they're kind of neat. I like those. See what I can do to add it to something. Yeah, that's right. Back here in this cluster of trees that Hobbs likes, we found some dried mushrooms. These are that species of Amanita that I do keep. They're past the gills being open and the spores falling, and at this point are quite dry. Maybe another week hanging in the TP will have them fully dry. They won't mold at this point. They'll dry good. These here are a species of Rusula, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Nonetheless, these are an edible field mushroom of sorts. They go through kind of an evolution. If you ever see anything, it's kind of this reddish orange, and it is orange on the inside. Do not ever eat that. That's that jack-o'-lantern that pops up about the same time of year.
Usually looks like a trumpet or a tulip.
Yeah, they start becoming concave at a point. We'll add that to our foraging for the day. Well, look what I found here. This time, late September in Missouri, most of the poke is good 5 feet tall, red, full berries, and totally poisonous. But this is a nice young poke. Some little bitty green berries starting on it. We're going to take that home and probably pan fry it tonight. If you do the stalks, it's best cut them like onion rings in a circle. If you got a vegetable peeler, to run across them first, gets that stringiness off, kind of like you do celery. The leaves, we just cut those up and roll them in like egg, cornmeal, and pan fry 'em. Salt and pepper, real good. Weird to find this time of year, wasn't it?
Yes, an enjoyable find.
We have another one of these tan-colored bullets. It's pretty close to dry already. We haven't had rain in a couple weeks. It'd be nice to add protein to the noodles at the end of the month, you know. And here we have another one. Sprouting up there. It too was the kind that I would eat, but has now dried partially for me. Nature's did have to work for me. Though I will have to say that a TP is definitely the way to go if you forage a lot. Easy way to get everything dry. Now I know where berry rings come from. Natives hanging mushrooms around in the TP, drop the spores in a circle, and they just always keep coming up, shedding more spores. Here's a question. Does steak grow on trees? Well, I do believe it does, because that looks like a piece of steak to me. Gonna saute that up in the pan like as if it was a steak. Here's me a gray field mushroom. I do like those. They taste a lot like the store-bought button mushrooms. Gonna saute it with a little bit of oil. Keeps rolling around there. A little bit of oil and onion. And top it on top of this, which I'm gonna cook to about a medium rare. Get it nice and hot. It's a nice steak growing on a tree. Here's a seed pod from a 2-year mullein. I wasn't able to find one today, but this one I've had drying. Those mullein seeds, like I said, have some sort of electromagnetic. I'm not sure. It attracts fish. It's supposed to be pretty good for that. Gotta check your local laws, so make sure. And then over here, we have our rabbit tobacco drying already in the TP. Got a bunch of other things we foraged today sitting outside on the water tower. Y'all have a good evening.